easy. Leave it to me.
There is so much to enjoy about Princess Peach Showtime. From the glorious colour to the smallest of details, it feels as though Nintendo has once again thrown the kitchen sink into Peach's first solo adventure, and for better or worse, while it's a lovable game with something for everyone, it doesn't always stick the landing. The basic setup for the game is that Peach has gone to a show at the Sparkle Theatre, but it's been immediately ruined by a baddie called Grape taking over the entire theatre with the Sour Bunch gang, making twisted plays out of what would otherwise be lovely experiences featuring Sparkler. Peach quickly meets Stella, the theatre's guardian, and the two go from floor to floor sharing their powers and fixing the plays, with Peach in the starring role. In some ways, Princess Peach Showtime feels like a combination of the 2D Mario games, but with a heavy dose of Kirby thrown in, and the clearing of each floor also reminded me of Luigi's Mansion. There are 4 plays on each floor which culminate in a boss battle, and there are a total of 3 levels for every transformation that Peach can make. And it's these transformations that are the main hook and the star of the show, along with Peach herself, obviously. In true modern Nintendo fashion, it's as though no idea has been left on the cutting room floor. You'll start off transforming into Sword Fighter Peach and will slash at enemies as you platform through the play's luscious backgrounds and charming characters. The combat is basic, and the entire game is based on 2 buttons, with the transformations changing what those buttons do. As Sword Fighter Peach, you'll also face off against bigger enemies that require you to hit the jump button to enact a precision dodge, but the timing window is friendly, so although you can mess up and take damage, you probably won't. Kung Fu Peach is introduced later and is a more refined version of Sword Fighter. Ninja Peach is another twist on a similar idea, instead focusing on stealth and movement, and it's early on you start to see the tiny moments of attention to detail that really do elevate the game. As Ninja Peach, you can hide against any background, and Peach will put a piece of paper in front of her that blends her in. It's not always necessary to do this, but it's there and it's adorable. Cowgirl Peach is a highlight, again mixing melee, sort of, combat with platforming. Faster paced, you will also swing your lasso around, ride a horse, and get your cowgirl on generally. Dashing Thief Peach pushes this further still with hacking, stealth, and some really fun platform sections that require you to grab hooks and move around levels with no flaws. Patisserie Peach is interesting because it's probably the most accessible of all the transformations. Initially a very sweet and interesting idea, as you play more of this outfit as it were, it becomes a bit one note. It's certainly one I can see younger audiences loving, but similar to Detective Peach, think Detective Pikachu but in shorter doses, it's pretty slow paced and likely to be something that looks nicer than it is to actually play. And I guess that's a long way of saying some transformations are more successful than others. Levels do vary in length, but if you're grabbing all of the sparkles, and some are fiendishly well hidden, that you can find in the plays, you will spend 10 minutes plus in some stages. The boss fights are entertaining and creative as well, though I do have some concerns about younger fans playing these levels. While you can chat to a theatre goer who will give you more than the 5 hearts you'd normally have, it's more about the dexterity required for some of these stages. The difficulty sits somewhere right in the middle, where it's kind of almost too easy for veterans of platform games, but it might actually be a little too demanding for younger players. It's also worth noticing that there is some kind of un-Nintendo-like polish in spots. While you can slide down the banister on each floor as Peach, despite there being no real need to, this attention to detail isn't quite there when it comes to things like the loading screens. Some levels take just a bit too long to load, and the background will freeze when it's spinning, and it just seems a bit off. Likewise, when you finish each play, a thread will disperse from the floor, eventually leading to that boss door, but it seems like it's dropping frames in an odd way. It might even be a design choice, but it stands out in an otherwise polished adventure that really does have so much attention to detail. But it's lovely hearing Peach say Peach time at the start of the stage, and despite longer levels, once you've played the first of each type, your time is never wasted. There really are some brilliant, clever ideas on show within the designs of the stages, and the whole thing really commits to that play aesthetic, even including the sound you'd hear when a play starts as a level finishes loading. Bar a few issues, this is pretty much a triumph for Peach's first solo adventure. It isn't going to leave your jaw on the floor the way Super Mario Bros. Wonder did, but it is a worthwhile way to spend your time with some unique ideas and clever design. Some transformations are better than others, but Princess Peach Showtime is just a lovely way to spend the time for anyone willing to give themselves to it, which is why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Hey, Adam from GodIsAGeek.com here. Thank you for watching my video review of Princess Peach Showtime. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section if you're going to be grabbing it or if you played the demo and what you thought. Do make sure you hit subscribe and the bell button so you never miss any future content from us. And otherwise, we will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.